Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Casper the Boy Diviner, and today I wanted to do a quick review or quick first impressions of the Tarot of the Divine Masculine. I just want to let you know that I received this deck free of charge from Philip and Marco Vesish. They are brothers who worked on this tarot deck together, so I feel so incredibly honored that they will send me a deck to do a review of. It was a deck that I actually saw on Kickstarter a while ago, but I didn't have the funds to back it, nor was I sure about the rose petal finish, you know, me and my rose petal finish kind of thing. I'm not that into that texture because sometimes shuffling can get really hard. So for example, the Children of Litha Tarot has that rose petal finish. I'm still struggling to shuffle this deck. As for the Brady Tarot, it has a similar finish, but it seems easier to shuffle compared to the Children of Litha Tarot, which I got earlier, so I don't really know why. And that was one of my reasons why I didn't back the Tarot of the Divine Masculine. And I think deep down inside, I have a bit of a hang-up. I guess I have to say this. If you watch my Working with Shadows video, you will know that I do have a bit of a stigma or a bit of a shadow regarding masculinity, regarding toxic masculinity especially. So because of that, I wasn't sure if I wanted to work with a masculine deck. I also don't enjoy pure feminine decks. I like balance in my decks. So this is the reason why I don't have the Modern Witch Tarot, even though I enjoyed how it started off. I didn't enjoy the sudden all feminine figures thing that they decided to go with, and I understand their decision because many people do enjoy that aspect of the deck. It didn't resonate with me, especially because I'm a male. That same hang up is the same for the Divine Masculine Tarot. Is everyone going to be male? I didn't know. And now that the whole deck is out, I actually consecrated the deck yesterday. It feels so good. I wanted to show you guys what the image looked like. But with this deck, there is a companion guidebook that I think you have to buy and order. I'm gonna put the link down below so you know where to order it from. But yeah, this is the guidebook. And it's really hefty. I really like the cover because it's that kind of spongy feeling. I don't know if you can hear that. It's a spongy feeling. So it's not like a hard cover, but it is a hard cover. And it contains all full page images of the cards. Full page images of the cards. So if you like art, this book will be useful for you. There are some images that I didn't really understand, and when I looked through the meaning in this book, I don't know. In some cases it's helpful, in some cases it's not. So I can't like wholeheartedly say that this book is super important. For example, in the Bhutan Tarot, that Zine is really important in understanding that deck. This one, I don't know if it's key. I don't think it's key, but it's definitely helpful. I don't know how much it costs, so you have to make a judgment yourself to see if this is worth it. So some of the cards are elaborated well and some are not so much. This is the deck. It comes in a beautiful box. So it's a magnetic box. I don't know if you can hear that. It's a magnetic box. Comes with a beautiful card thanking their patrons. And comes with a little white book. So even if you don't have the big book, at least you have the little white book to actually learn from and read from. The deck has a beautiful brown edge. It's supposed to be brown, but in my eyes, I can't really tell if it's brown, if it's black. I don't know. It's just really dark, and that's fine. And the backings are beautiful. Do you see the backings? Beautiful, beautiful. In any case, I'm gonna turn the camera around so that I can show you guys from overhead. I think it's easier to see the images that way. So let me quickly flip through the book. It's a beautiful inner cover. I think this mirrors the backing of the deck. And then it is so beautiful. Every single major arcana has a little like haiku or something. Little short poem. And I really like this imagery, but let's go to it later. Something about the deck is that I feel like there's a bit of an inconsistency between certain cards, just like in terms of details, but everything still ends up beautiful, so that is good to know. Yeah, and then this is the box with all the elements below. The hand with the eye, that's a beautiful thing. Another thing I really like about this, you can see the motifs are the same. Another thing I really like about this is that it's worked between two brothers, and I really like that kind of connection. Again, this is the patron card that I think I already shown. And then let's go and look at the deck. The backs again, that I think you guys already saw when I showed it earlier. Then let's turn it around and have a look at the actual cards. The full, very standard but very beautiful. Instead of a white rose, it is a red rose. And one thing I love about this deck is there is a different when you think about Divine Masculine, you think that everything will look like a model, like an 8 foot tall model with a beautiful sculpted abs. But I'm so happy that this deck has so much diversity in how how everyone looks. You see the Magician. Magician is really attractive. This is someone that I would totally go for, but yeah. And I really like the bunny here, so cute because of the Magician. The person actually peeping in. This is kind of mirrors the Fool, you know. Intuition, which replaces the High Priestess. This is the first deck that I've seen that replaces the female pronouns to a male pronoun. You know, usually they change man and emperor to something female, but I really like this. I like that this is really honoring that divine masculine thing. You know, they are not afraid to push a bit of boundaries. So I really appreciate this. You see the protector instead of the empress and holding his little food baby. I love this. I love this. I love the shield. Yeah, I really enjoy this imagery here, the protector. So you see they are not like models. They are all realistic. Look at the emperor. Even though he's covered with layers of fat, there is a power in his stance. There's a strength. He owns all these rams around him. That kind of traditional imagery is still there in the image. I love this. The Hierophant. Something about this deck is that you know, it has nudity. So if you are sensitive to nudity, you might not want to continue looking at the deck. But something about it, I feel like there was more nudity in the Kickstarter, and I feel like some of these are a bit like censored to some extent, which part of me is a bit disappointed about. But I also understand from the brothers' point of view about mass marketability. Whether can you sell something that has so much nudity in it? I don't know. The Lovers. Complete trust in one another, covering each other's eyes. She's closing her eyes. Is there going to be betrayal? There are a lot of choices to be made, you know? The Chariot. Trying to see this symbol here. I don't know if it's a moon that mirrors this moon. Yeah, interesting. So you see, let's take a look at the book, which has a beautiful ribbon also. But I think that's what I mean by some of the imagery is not like completely covered. So you can see they don't talk about the symbols within the cards. They only talk about like the story, which is useful, but I wish they actually pointed out things. I prefer a guidebook that is more like factual, like they say, hey, there's a symbol here, there's a symbol here, this is what it's supposed to mean. I love strength. I love this strength. Why? It is an inverse. This is a female lioness with a male strength. He's wearing a little cup that shows that kind of male dominance, but there's a gentility of his hand in the mouth. So usually it's always a female taking care of a male lion. I love this reversal. And this little cup is so cute. The Hermit. I'm sorry to say, but this reminds me of you know, Attack on Titan. The Wheel of Fortune, you can see the youth. And then that cycle. Justice, this is a female figure. One of the few in the deck. And she's sort of stepping on his crotch. So I don't know if that signifies anything, but she has the traditional scales and the traditional sword, but she's not blindfolded. The Hanged Man. So for everyone who wants to see. I love the Pantaloons. Death, one of my favorite cards in this deck. This is such a haunting, beautiful image. I love the coloration. The coloration of this is so different from every other card in the deck, which has a lot of brown hues. This one is totally like green and blue. I love this. Love the cacti. You know, love that he's naked. I really enjoy this. The Hourglass, the Running Out of Time. Temperance. This is what I mean by a bit of a censoring of the nudity. Like, I could totally imagine the grass not being there for some reason, but I really enjoy this Temperance. I enjoy the callback to the RWS with that fire symbol here. The water pouring from jug to jug. I love that. Like this card a lot. The Devil, very nice card. This is like everyone's nightmare where the hands comes from the bottom. The Tower, you can see the tip of the penis here. So this is sort of, I think, a callback to toxic masculinity that all of us, you know, suffer from. The Star, beautiful, stretching, almost like a ballet pose. The Flamingos. The Moon, really enjoying this card too. Love the callbacks again. I'm always someone who is quite for the traditional imagery, and even if when it deviates, I also love it. I love every kind of tarot card, to be honest. Like most tarot cards with any thought put in it, I think I can appreciate. The Sun, I appreciate this one because it calls back to the naked baby. Just that I don't really like the naked baby, so I'm just trying to see if this is a baby. And I think he's a bit too young. I wish it was an older man or something, you know. Yeah, Judgment, another woman, beautiful. Not sure what this guy is supposed to represent, but I love the skull with the wheat growing out from its head. The World, the Lemniscate, the Ouroboros, beautiful. The Cupids around. The Ace of Cups, beautiful image. The Two of Cups. So this one goes with cups first. Beautiful, I love this. Three of Cups. This is another like censorship thing, I feel. Like this butterfly didn't need to exist, you know. But I love these friends of all different body types just hanging out together naked in the pool. Four of Cups. You know, I'm just trying to relate this to the normal Four of Cups where you're not taking an opportunity. So I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm not too sure. Let's look at the big book. Okay, then we can look at the guidebook as well. Four of Cups. Looking to the depth. The fourth member of the party seems to hold back. So the center part of this, it should be this guy. You know? Okay, so you see, it helps. It is helpful to some extent. Sometimes. Let's see if this little white book is helpful. Four of Cups. You are the only factory. Alright, so you see, this is not as helpful as the big book. That talks about like the traditional one. The Five of Cups. I like this. The sunlight, the despondency in the space. The Six of Cups. I don't really enjoy this one because a lot of the deck is not modern, but this has modern clothing and it takes me out a bit, the modern swings. But I appreciate how it mirrors the Six of Cups, the childhood memories. The Seven of Cups, beautiful. The Eight of Cups, leaving, moving forwards. But this is another one that I feel like the style changes, and I feel like this is one of the cards that make me feel like it's a bit of a difference between this one and, for example, the Temperance. But of course I understand every artist has their own like limitations on how much they want to put in a card, and the Eight of Cups, even though it is one of my favorite cards in the deck, this could be one of those that, you know, didn't need so much detail. There's something about this person's mustache, you know, and the head. I don't know. I don't particularly see the Eight of Cups here, but again, I'm biased. I love the Eight of Cups. Nine of Cups. I love this card. This is so Nine of Cups. This is so like in the sauna, just chilling, having the time of his life. I enjoy this card a lot because this is so realistic, you know. Ten of Cups. Very interesting, you know. An outsider being welcomed into a new community, perhaps. You can see it again, like this card is so detailed. I think there's a difference in detail. For example, another one that I saw that has this like a bit of inconsistency, which is okay, understandable, is the Star Spinner Tarot. Does have this kind of difference in details, but this card is so beautiful, it's so detailed. The Page of Cups, amazing. You know, I love his eyes closed. I love the headpiece. The Knight of Cups. A bit confused why he's holding like a quill. The Keep of Cups, beautiful. The King of Cups. But I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I love the cards still. These are so beautiful. It's just there's a difference. You can see the difference between these two pieces of art. I feel, at least on my end. Maybe it's just the shading or the lighting or something. I don't know. The Ace of Pentacles, completely new person holding out an apple or an orange. Two of Pentacles, that balance. I love this. This is beautiful. The Three of Pentacles, I like this too. A man in his underwear surrounded by clothed children just makes me, I don't know, that part is a bit weird to me. The Four of Pentacles, I love the tiger, beautiful. This is Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, I really like this, also being cast out. This guy reminds me of the guy in Judgment. Is he the same guy? Are these the same guy? Okay, I really don't know. We can take a look at the guidebook and let's take a look. 5 of Pentacles. You see, these are the things I hope to see, in a way. So no. They do describe the image. So I like that. That's the good thing about the guidebook. They describe the image, but I just wish it was like very specific, like this part, this part, this part. 6 of Pentacles. Again, this is a very detailed, beautiful 6 of Pentacles. Like ghosts around him. He's a necromancer of some sort. It's just very interesting because instead of a monetary exchange, this feels like a spiritual exchange. 7 of Pentacles, waiting for things to grow up. There's a baby that calls back to that. 8 of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards in this deck. So beautiful. The form is beautiful. The gold he's pouring is beautiful. 9 of Pentacles, white peacocks. The 10 of Pentacles, this is another one that I feel like is weird. I don't get it. I don't get this 10 of Pentacles. But I do see 10 of Pentacles sometimes as a sort of an obstruction because there is that kind of wall of Pentacles blocking them. So I see a gate here, I see an outsider here. There is that sense of separation. He owns... I would think he owns the poodle, but he's holding it, so I don't know. I thought that was a juxtaposition. Him and the white poodle and the white people with the black dogs. The black Doberman, I think. The Doberman, right? Anyway, let's just take a look at the guidebook. The man with a white dog is a wealthy merchant. Okay. Okay, I don't know about that. But still beautiful image. I think maybe there's some shadow work involved. I need to understand this better. Beautiful, beautiful. This is so Mowgli. This is so Jungle Book. I love this. Page of Pentacles. I think the pages in this deck are amazing. The Knight of Pentacles. Very nice. This is very like a romance novel. Keeper of Pentacles. So instead of Queen, it's Keeper. I forgot to mention that earlier. I love the horns. Very pan. And the King of Pentacles seems a bit less grand than the Keeper of Pentacles, but I guess the King of Pentacles is more about the power, you know, the ownership versus the plentifulness. Ace of Wands, I love this. This is so, you know, I think recently in my Instagram I said the Ace of Wands was phallic to me. This is like really phallic. Love this. 2 of Wands. Amazing. I like the wings on his head. This is very Hermes, I think. The 3 of Wands. Watching your ships coming back. 4 of Wands. Enjoyment. Love this. Love the background. 5 of Wands. This is like another one full of conflict. I really enjoy this. I like the covering of the mouth. Calls back, and then covering of the genitals. This calls back to the lovers, I think, of covering their eyes. 6 of Wands. I really like this. This reminds me of what show is that? The American Gods, the leprechaun. That guy. 7 of Wands. Very Emperor energy. 8 of Wands. There's something, I enjoy this image, but there's something lost in that kind of speed when it becomes a competition, I think. 9 of Wands. Bagheera. The Black Panther next to him, I love this. 10 of Wands, I really like this. There's a burden, you can see that he's going up to make offerings. So there's something additional, you know, additional layer to the 10 of Wands. The Page of Wands. Again, weird censorship out of nowhere, I feel. But it still makes sense. The collar is a bit strange to me too. But I really like the gecko here. This is very, the salamander is very Page of Wands. The Knight of Wands, I love this. I love this. Everyone going to make the sacrifice or something, I don't know. The Keeper of Wands, with the sunflowers. I love this, and the cat. I wish it was a black cat, but apart from that, beautiful card. King of Wands, I love this card. I love this card so much, especially because this guy looks like Chow Yun-fat. Don't you think so? Does he look like Chow Yun-fat? I really enjoy him. So I really like this card. Okay, the Ace of Swords. Very stark, which is right for the Ace of Swords. 2 of Swords, really like this imagery. 3 of Swords, I like that this differs from the traditional hard swords kind of thing. You can see the sadness in his face, facing away from the horizon, leaning against, and then the dog trying to comfort him. I really like that. 4 of Swords, I like this card too. 1, 2, 3, 4, that kind of 4 swords pointing up here instead of the very obtuse 4. But the knight is taking a rest. They haven't even taken off their armor. The 5 of swords, another one that has that weird censorship thing, I feel. But I like this. It is very traditional. You can see him facing us, but away from the people behind. I'm just wondering whether this whip is any kind of allusion to that kind of control in the 5 of swords that I don't really see. 6 of swords, beautiful card. 7 of swords. I don't know how this calls back to the 7 of swords, because this guy looks more he's a dancer, you know, more than a thief or someone sneaky. 8 of swords, this also calls back to the lovers, but I really enjoy this. There's that sort of loss of power, being unable to see. The 9 of swords. The 9 of swords is usually a more visceral image than this for me. There are a lot of nightmares involved, anxiety. I don't really see that here. If he's walking on a tightrope or something, I get it, but here I don't really see it. Let's take a look. 9 of swords. Above the dark, deep lake on the terrace of a palace, a person with closed eyes walks on the edge of an abyss. So it doesn't really feel like an abyss. There are flowers, it's beautiful. So there's that. But I can get it. When I'm reading that, I understand it better. So this book is definitely helpful. 10 of swords, very hanged man, but I really like this. I love how bent his back is. Page of swords. The pages are a standout, I think, in this deck. 9 of swords, this is one that troubled me. This made me feel uncomfortable, but I don't know if this is a uncomfortable feeling that I need to tackle, like the kind of shadow work. I don't know. Why is this guy being a horse? And I tried reading the guidebook, I didn't get it. I mean, he could have just drawn a real horse. He can draw horses, right? Because in the sun, he has horses. But you see, this doesn't really explain. This doesn't really explain why there is a man dressed up as a horse, you know? I don't know if it's talking about a fetish or something. I don't know. I have no idea. If anyone has any idea, please share. The Keeper of Swords. I love the gentle pointed toe. A lot of detail put into this deck that I really appreciate. And then finally, the King of Swords. Beautiful. I love the background. I love the paper calling back to his to his knowledge. Yeah. Overall, I really enjoy this deck. I feel like this deck is so varied in its bodies. There are some cards I'm still struggling with that I'm trying to understand that I don't. And oh, it shuffles so well. It shuffles better than the Children of Litha. It is smoother. So, you know, I said that I have hang-ups with the rose petal finish. This one not so much. This is not so bad. This is pretty good actually. It's pretty smooth, if you guys can see. I'm going to introduce reversals now through a... Okay, yeah, it's not too bad to riffle shuffle also. A bit tough, but not too bad. And then let's just do a quick spread. Okay, 8 of cups. 9 of cups. Clearly I didn't shuffle it very well. But I hope you guys can see how they look next to each other. Okay, let's take another one. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Overall, I'm really excited about this deck. I really feel like it can help me confront some of my fears with working with the divine masculinity. So, you know, if you have this deck, let me know how you feel. How has it been working out for you? If you're interested in getting this deck, ask me any questions below. I'll try my best to answer. But I think there are many other walkthroughs of this deck. So if I didn't get to any of them, you can always watch other people's videos and see if you can learn anything from them. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And you guys have a great rest of the day. You take care. Bye!